everybody. I'm back. So that was a pretty quick turnaround. I did not think that I was going to be able to turn things that fast because I hadn't, I had to put away my December daily stuff and then pick a photo, which was really easy because actually this was the top photo in my photos of my grandkids. And so I needed to pick a photo to scrap and then grab my product. Well, grabbing the product piece was pretty easy because I am going to scrap from my stash curated Best of Chamel Best of Both Worlds kit. So Chamel has started working with scrapbook.com. She does this kit called Best of Both Worlds. Basically, she puts a shopping list out on scrapbook.com. You can find it, like if you go to Friday's live on Facebook with Chamel, or I think even today's, she has the link. I didn't copy the link over, sorry guys, but she has the link to her latest kit. But her latest kit is October because she always opens that up the first of the month for the following month. So this would be her October kit, but just pull together a stash kit. So what I do is I take her kit, pull any papers that she has. I think this was one of them maybe, but I'm not even sure. I know there was something that she had that I pulled. Oh, I think she had some wood grains in there as well too. But anyway, I do that and then I pull my own kit from my stash. Last month when she did it, I love the colors. They were really summery colors. I used up 35 pieces of paper, you guys, last month just from that kit coordinated. I go to it and I can pull it together really simply. And then I actually used up more than 35 pieces because I had to add some solid backgrounds in once I started running out of them. So what I did for this month, I have some cut aparts, or you could cut a row of these or rows this way, of cameras, of tags. This is an Amy Tangerine Picnic in the Park. These two cut aparts, these tags and these like heart Polaroids are really old. I did add in a piece of paper with from This Is Never Grow Up, I think, yeah, for some 3x4 cards, and I just cover these up. You know, if it says bird watching, that kind of stuff, I'll just cover them up, and I may not have covered that bird name, but whatever. This is also a cut apart. She may have had this in there, but I love that back. So I pulled some of Chamel's cut aparts. What I'm doing as I'm going through here, as I'm looking to see like what might work as a background, okay? This is a piece of paper that just coordinated. I love this. This is Picnic in the Park too. I should be telling you that as I go. There's this piece, which actually I think I like a little bit better. This is a little bit too bright because I should explain this photo. This is my granddaughter who is 2. This is one of my cats. This is Lucy, my female cat. She's a black and white tuxedo. And there was a standoff here because Lucy wouldn't move and number 3, my granddaughter, would not move either. They definitely were having a standoff. And if I scrapbook this, I am going to pull in some cat stickers and stuff like that. I do have, well, I'm gonna, so I'll have to run and grab that envelope, but that'll be pretty simple to do. This would be a cute paper to use as a background, although I like this because it's a little bit more muted. I think I have lots of polka dots in here, don't I, you guys? I could also do that and then just use like one of my more solid papers to pop this off the background. That's kind of an idea. Okay, so I'm going to keep putting the stuff I'm not using to the side, that I know I'm not going to use. So that's kind of a fun one too, but it's a little bright for a standoff layout. These I intend to use for backgrounds. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Did you just see what happened here? So I've got this sitting on this yellow, right? Looks pretty good, looks really nice. A lot of yellow light in that photo though. So, hello Barbara. I enjoy having you here. Well, Barbara Santana, good morning. Barbara Gillespie, good morning. And hey, Debbie, nice that you made a live stream. Yes, I'm doing it because I talked about this when I did my Ellie Studio video. I was in Kansas City over the weekend. We came back. My sister and I went to visit her son and his family. They have a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old that I had not met yet. So we stayed in the house. The only time we left the house was to go to the backyard or go for a walk. So, and we did take out. We did that kind of stuff, but we really didn't go anywhere. We went there. You know, we were safe. We had been social distancing. So anyway, all right. So let's get back to this. So here's this. I have this lovely yellow piece of paper. Looks great on there. You put it on here and wham, that just pops off of that green piece of paper. So that tells me that I may not want to use yellow behind this, even though originally I liked how this looked. Let's see here. I think this has more white in it, so it's not going to be quite as dramatic, but still, that is the winner, winner, winner. And I could use like this little heart background here, but the size of the little cross hatches and the hearts are about the same. So pattern scale, that's not going to be great. Hey, Janet. Hello from the U.S., right? So you're my northern neighbor. So welcome to live stream. So these are papers that I intend to use as backgrounds here, these petite prints. This rainbow is darling, but I don't think is quite appropriate for that. There's some blue in these, so I put that in there. Shmel had quite a few wood grains, so I did add some of those in. Could do something with, I'm thinking this or this maybe as some sort of background, but let's see. There is a wood table there. There is this, I love this piece, which is a cute, like lacy paper with the wood grain. I did just use this for something with my grandson, and I used this side. I really want to use one of the lace sides because I have 2 pieces of this. I'm not sure that a wood grain is the right piece for this. Shmel did have kind of a lined paper in her Best of Both Worlds kits. Hey, Penny. Well, hello to you in West Virginia. Oh, that's awesome, Janet. Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be a while, isn't it? I did also choose this. Shmel had a lined paper. This has pencils and papers, and I have pictures of M number 2, my second grandson. For those of you who have not made a live stream, my grandchildren, there's 4 of them. Their names all begin with M, so I call them M number 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I don't have to throw their names out on the internet. And their mom and I use that also as a shorthand when we're texting about them. Honestly, that's how that all started. Okay, I have lots of, so here's some orange, and I could pop that orange in as well. Again, the rainbow I think is a little bit too happy for this standoff layout, and then the wood grains again. So I'm thinking either this or this is going to be the background. And this green isn't exact, but I think it's really close. And I did, by the way, when I put this in here, I did put a piece of white cardstock behind it because I always put white cardstock behind my transparencies. This is a Bella Boulevard Clear Cuts Transparency. I'm thinking this heart wins. And I think it wins because I love the photo. Honestly. I can bring in that orange. The one thing I don't have in here to coordinate with that transparency is if I need another color, I don't, like, I think the turquoise would help pop this. And I am not a strictly, I have to stay with the kit kind of thing. I try to, obviously, because I have a lot of papers to use. But if I don't, I don't. I'm not going to worry so much about it. But let's get this transparency cut. So, Penny, I love West Virginia. I've been through it definitely a couple of times and been to it a couple of times as well too. What a beautiful state. So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have been in 48 out of our 50 states, and I always say I have the hard ones done, which are Alaska and Hawaii. And I've had Hawaii done for, oh gosh, more than 20 years. Yeah, more than 30 years actually. Okay, that's crazy to think about for me. Hi, I'm old. All right, so we have that. I'm going to actually grab my turquoise stack and see if I have anything that might work here, just because I'm feeling like I need another pattern. And oh my gosh, you guys, I don't really have that much turquoise, just kind of plain turquoise patterns left here, which that's a little crazy. I know Bella Boulevard is coming out with some more bordery things, faux solids. I like to call these faux solids. This is a version of that. That's probably the scale's going to be off if I do that. Now, this doesn't mean I don't have turquoise within my collections. The nice thing about this, that is a Bella Boulevard. But I just don't have it in faux solid pattern papers, just because I had a stash freeze. And I think we could do that. And maybe what I want to do with this is do like a wood, just like a little piece, you know, do the L kind of layout here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, I know strictly rule of thirds, it would be 4 inches, but a lot of times I feel I like a little bit thicker kind of piece. So I'm going to do 4.5 here, and then let's see, we want to do standoff. So here's my letters. Oh, and some stickers. I don't want to get that mixed up in here. So I just chose a bunch of things here. Just looking to see what I could use for, I don't want to do red because I feel like that would start to feel like Christmas. I could do aqua if I have enough letters. I don't have an S. Sometimes I like to do these mixed up, and sometimes I like to do them not mixed up. So let me see if I have it available in these. No S's. So obviously I'm going to work with green, right? I don't know that I want to do red. I could also do the gold. Oh, and I did say I was going to grab some cat pieces. So here's green. I could do standoff in these letters with no problem. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work with, these are old Jelly Bean Soup Alpha Beans. These probably are, yeah, 2013. Now, I've bought them multiple times. It's not that I didn't have those. It's not that I've had them sitting there, because that was probably my favorite, most used alphabet. So, good morning, Carol. Oh my gosh, Carol. I was looking at Caught Alive and got Carrot out of that. Lovely. Penny. Oh, that is it. That would be a very pretty area of West Virginia to live in. So let me grab my cat stuff here really quick, you guys. I'm hoping I'm going to find it fast as I yell across the room. Here we go. If I have a black cat, I want to put it on. I have cat stickers and that kind of stuff. So anyway, so yes, pretty area. So I started telling you that I had been in 48 out of the 50 states, and the states I haven't been in are Oregon and Idaho. And a really close friend and I were supposed to take a trip to Oregon last year. We're going to do Washington and Oregon. And that's my friend that I lost last year after a 5-year battle with stage 4 breast cancer. And we were supposed to go, and her cancer flared and we didn't get to go, and she actually passed away eventually. So that was really sad. So someday I will go to Oregon, and I have some of her ashes and I'm going to spread them there. So anyway, just don't call me late for dessert, Carol. Cute. And yeah, 20-year-olds won't understand that, will they? Okay, so I think I want this green I want it to overlap this just a little bit. So I'm glad you have humor about that. That's part of the problem when you do lives is, oh my gosh, you never know what's going to come out of your mouth. So I should look at these I have these Jen Hatfield letters that I haven't looked at just to see. Yeah, there's no like magical standoff or thanks standoff wouldn't work. So anyway, I'm still laughing about that. Just don't call me late for dinner. Okay, you're getting my hair, but I actually straightened it for you today. Had a shower. Woohoo! I have a pedicure later. And trust me, my clients are going to be very happy. Although in Wisconsin, it's going to turn chilly this week. We are actually going to go into highs in the 50s at this week, which that's going to be hard. Kansas City was in the 80s. I said it was too bad. One of my favorite places to go in Kansas City is Betty Ray's for ice cream. So, thanks, Penny. Yeah, that's sad. So I have a group of high school friends. There were 7 of us. And I'm 56, so we've been friends a long time. 2 of them I've actually known since we were in 1st grade. And so that's, and then 2 others I've known since we were, or 3 others I've known since we were in 7th grade. My friend that I lost was my best friend. We met when we were sophomores in high school. But anyway, so of that 7, 2 of us have actually died of breast cancer. One at 43, and then we just lost my other friend at 55. So here's a plug, guys. Get your mammogram, seriously. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this white paper underneath this white cardstock, and it's just a Basil cardstock or whatever else you have on hand. You can use a flat cardstock under there. You don't have to use your good old expensive cardstock, but it was a little bit longer. Now, I think I'm going to probably want to cut this at some point. Well, obviously I'm going to want to cut it there, but somewhere. But I think what I'll do first is see what I have for cards, and maybe, actually I should be looking at some of these tags to see, can I make any of these work? Which I definitely can. Like this yellow would be a nice pop here. I have an aqua one there. Red, green. So I'm going to pull that one. There's a pink one. So yeah, it is scary, isn't it? Both of my friends, by the way, who passed away from breast cancer early, no history of breast cancer in their families. So don't let that fool you into thinking that if you don't have a family history that you're safe or less vulnerable. So anyway, sadness. So pedicure later today for me. And no other plans. You know, it was a big weekend. My sister and I came home last night. We left on Thursday, spent lots of time. Basically what I did Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is I cuddled, well, I was going to say grandbabies, great niece and great nephew, and hung out with their parents, of course, too. So it's so crazy. Those of you who have kids, because I don't have kids, I haven't experienced this, but those of you who have kids, it's kind of amazing when someone that you have nurtured all your life has your own children. So if you've had that child, I just can't even imagine. I actually lived with my sister and her husband and the 2 boys when the boys were 6 months and 3, because my sister and brother-in-law worked nights. And so I was what we called the nighttime nanny. My sister, I work nights on occasion too, so she kind of floated her schedules around theirs, but sometimes I was home with them alone, which was okay. We have a close relationship because of that with both of the boys. So, and then the other exciting thing is I saw pictures. Yesterday, my oldest nephew and his wife celebrated their 6th wedding anniversary, and she is pregnant right now, so that's exciting. Okay, now, one of the things that I'm thinking here is that I could use an arrow here and here, because Lucy's kind of hard to see Okay. Is anybody else having problems with buffering at all? Because it looks good on my side. Let me know if everybody else's connection is okay. I'm definitely recording. So, okay, Janice not having any problems. So, Carol, I think the buffering is on your side. Yep, no problem. Hey, I had, that's okay. I had problems with my iPad this morning where the recording was fine, but I lost my iPad connection. So, I don't know. My iPad's done that more and more lately, which I don't love. Because that's the way I talk to you guys when I do these. So, no problem. I like that we can figure it out for you. Okay, so this tag is actually bigger, but I'm going to do it this way because I'll write on this one, and I can write on this one as well. So I'm going to have to put something there, right? Because otherwise I have a trap space there, kind of. And I'm wondering, I'm going to cut this pink one here with this little scallopy edge since it is number 4. Finally, though, thank goodness for my great niece. My other nephew and his wife, we know are having a boy. Because now I actually have some more girls to scrapbook. But this would be really easy to stick like a kitty sticker or something there. I'll figure that out. So I think I started telling you guys, if you've not been to Betty Ray's in Kansas City and you get to Kansas City, go. So Betty Ray's is ice cream. So, okay. That's weird that that's going on because my screen here has been fine. Sorry guys, you know, it's probably for a lot of us, it's Labor Day and there's a lot of people home if you're in the US. And so there's probably a lot of internet traffic. And like when the pandemic first hit, I noticed that my internet speeds pretty much never slowed. My provider likes to slow traffic on Sunday nights. That never happened, or later at night, like 11 o'clock or later, and I'm kind of a night owl. Yeah, that didn't happen during the pandemic, but it's happening again, which means they're slowing speeds again. So what I was thinking is maybe doing this up here somewhere. I could also tuck it. So I'm not sure that that'll hold, but we'll see. I'm thinking Standoff could go up here. Now, I need to make the decision about where this is going to cut, and I'm just going to hold these down and glue lightly. I can always pick them back up, right? Because I want to decide where I'm going to cut this. I think I want a little bit of extra. So maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This might be a little bit too big, but I'd rather, or too wide for me, but I'd rather do it too wide. Okay. We'll see how that looks. I didn't ink anything, did I? Woohoo. Okay. Yeah, I think one more row. For sure. Might be 2. What I'm trying to do is get this and this to be about the same. One more row. Again, I'd rather cut too little than too much. Okay. So I like the way that's looking. I'm not loving the way this is looking now. If I put that down, that feels like a crazy cascade. Okay, I'm going to pick these up and see if I like these in a 3. Too much. Okay, that can always go back later for something else. So we'll do this. Let's see if I can find a black cat. And I do have 1,000 other stickers. Well, not well, actually maybe 1,000 other stickers. Oh, look at this. Hey, and this black cat also happens to have a little turquoise on her. So I think that'll be good. So I am bringing things into my kit, obviously. that I didn't have to begin with, but that's okay. My kit, right? I was thinking about inking, but I'm not going to. I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay, and what I probably should do, I'm going to go grab a little bit of wax paper so that I don't put that down immediately. Otherwise, I end up regretting it. So does anybody else have any fun plans for today? Since so many of us are off work. Oh yeah, that's really cute. And emphasizes her even more. I know I have gold arrows in my kit, but I'm not sure that I want to use gold. That just doesn't feel right to me. See, I have that. It feels a little formal for this kit. Let me see if I have anything else. Let's see. I have a little brown arrow here. I have gray. I'm not sure that those are going to look right, but let's see. And that little gray, I have two of these. Then I could add in like the stars and hearts too. Ooh, that came off. Yeah, that came off. Although that's not the worst because it's not quite so high. Oh, here. I wasn't liking this, okay? Because I've got this cat here and this felt like it was trapping space there. But if I did this like this with the other arrow, I like the way that looks. So I think that's what we're going to do there. Now, and that means I could put a little something over here or not, as the case may be. Let's see how this goes. Let's get Standoff up here. And I did bring my wax paper over, you guys, so that I could put it on there. I'm not quite sure where I want that title to go, so we'll shift it around a little bit and see where I like it. Let's see, do I have S's? I don't have an S in these letters. However, I do have an 8. And that is super easy to MacGyver an S out of it. I've had too much coffee this morning too, can you tell? Not by the amount of talking, but by the fact that my hands are shaking. Welcome to a day off, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna grab this. You just cut. This is so easy to do. I was kind of laughing because in one of Chamel's last live videos, I don't remember which one it was, she actually used the term MacGyver. I was like, yay! And if I was Sarah Swan, because she's the one that I actually took that title, that saying from, I would be very excited if Chamel was saying something I had come up with. Okay, so Standoff. It might end up having to go over here because it might not show up very well on here. Just because it's not popped off the page at all. And I think because it's a little bit smaller, oh, I don't have an N. But I do have an N because I have a U. It's okay. It's okay. N's are a little bit harder to make. I can usually get them to work from an M. And actually, really, you could cut a Q into an N. If you it would be shorter in this particular alphabet, but you could do it because it would be sort of like an upside down U. It's kind of fun to figure out what to do, what to use letters or how to MacGyver a letter into something else. Okay, so I don't know that I've talked about this, you guys, but besides being a scrapbooker, I'm also a book reader, and I've been reading like a crazy person. I looked in August, I read 8 books. Now, reading meaning I also listen to an audiobook on my way into work. I have a 35-minute commute into work. So I finish usually about 2 audiobooks a month. Okay, so there's Standoff. And I just got a sticker on here. This is what the old Cricut spatula is good for, if I'm careful. Kind of. Oh, did you guys notice anything funny about my hands, by the way? I have nail polish on. I decided it was a 4-day weekend. It was time to put some polish on my fingernails, just for fun. Won't last long. Okay, so I think Standoff here. That title could have been a little bit bigger, honestly, but this will work. And maybe I'll do Itza and some other letters. I'm also going to give this a little bit more space, which means I need to start this over just a little bit further. Just spacing the letters out just a little bit more to give this a little bit more presence. Not quite so close together. I don't want it to look like it's too far apart though either. Let's see how that looks as it goes down. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I keep losing my train of thought as I'm working. It is hard to actually talk and scrapbook at the same time. If you have to keep an intelligent conversation going anyway. So you guys, I have a scrapbook retreat coming up in a few weeks, we'll just say. I do have some things going on. I have what I call my quarantine pod, so it's 11 people that I will see, that I know what they're doing and that they're staying safe. I have immunocompromised clients that I need to think about, and myself, so that I can keep working, because I was off 8 weeks. They call my little quarantine pod, and so I'm going to a scrapbook retreat, but there's only, normally it's a house for 24, and we're going to have 11 people in it, so I'm feeling pretty safe about that. That should be good. I think I'm going to call this, it's a Standoff, and I'll use the lowercase letters for the it's a. So 10 people. The bedroom that I will be in, it's one of my closest friends. She's one of my high school friends. She's one of those that I've known since first grade. Actually, I've known her since first grade. She's been a friend since first grade, but we actually went to preschool together as well. So we've known each other since we were 3, which I'm 56. That's 53 years of friendship, which is so awesome. I'm so grateful for that I have a lot of long-term friends. But it will be just the 2 of us in the bedroom I'm in. It will be just the 2 of us at the table. I think we're going to bring our own food. Normally we have the rooms make food, but I think we're going to do that. Masks are optional, but I think what I will do is that if I'm going over to chit chat with somebody, I wear a mask so that we can be a little bit closer, not so far apart. I think it's going to be okay. I had thought about it for a long time because we had the option to push our deposit, change weekends. And I will need to get the the dot for the eye on here yet, too. I know I'm missing that. And what I'll do is I'll show you a neat trick that Rachel Reynolds does to get letter stickers like this to stick, because they like to not stick. So I don't think I told you guys who all these papers were from or what they were. So this is a Bella Boulevard Clear Cuts Transparency. I don't even know that these are available anymore because Doodlebug is now producing all their product. So that might not even be available. The wood grain paper is also Bella Boulevard. That is also an old paper. That's called, it's the Snapshots collection from, let's see, when is this from? I don't even know. They don't even have a date on here, but the Snapshots collection called Pajama Day, that's an old paper. And then this is new. This is, well, it's new to me. Now that I think about it. This is Lawn Fawn Spring Fling. Oh, from 2019, so not so old. And that's kind of one of those faux solids that I like to work with. Okay, so there's the title, and I like that better with the it's up there. It makes it have a little bit more presence, especially since it's the same color as that blue. I'm going to run and grab my brayer really quick. If I don't do this, I can guarantee you that I will have to take a little bit more, take my fine line bottle and get these stickers on. But if you do this, if you brayer across stickers, they'll usually stick better. So thank you, Rachel, if you happen to see this. This is her tip. Lots of stuff I learned from other people. It's not that I come up with that stuff on my own. I think we'll have to use some of these hearts because look at this. This is an Amy Tangerine pack. I've used 2 of these hearts, and this is an older collection, 2018, so 2 years old. I find those colors are a little bit harder to work with, and I think that's why that's still sitting there. Now I'm just going to look and see. I feel like I need a cluster up here. Not quite sure what that's going to be, but I am kind of liking on this Chamel, this is the Never Grow Up sticker sheet. There is a flower cluster on here that I kind of like. Oh, would help if I found the right side of the packaging. So there's this flower cluster, what I like. There's also this one. This one has some purple in. I've not used a lot of purple, but there's purple, pink, and yellow here, so I could use that. I think there's a lot of purple in there, and I haven't emphasized purple anywhere here. I could, though. So there's that one. The original one that I spotted was this one. So I'm going to see what I think about this one. And then I do have the die cut packs in here for this collection as well. So if I want to add another floral sticker in, I can. Yeah, I kind of like that. A little bit, I like the aqua, and I'm going to put this up on foam tape. Just to give it a little pop, and I think this cat's going to go up on foam tape too. I don't think we need it on every piece, but I think I'll put a little bit here. I like to keep I have a little cute little tray that was my grandmother's. It was on her dresser. And I think she just bought this at a flea market, and it has shamrocks on it. This is my German grandmother. I did have an Irish grandmother, but this is my German grandmother with those four-leaf clovers. But since I'm Irish, when she passed away, that was one of the things that I took to remember her, and I love that I get to use it. So I think we'll go this way because then the dark part will be on the bottom. Okay, so let's get this guy up. Now, one of the things that's a little bit different here that I might not normally do is this is kind of, this is really cartoony and this is not. And this is a little bit, I don't want to say cartoony, but it's a little bit less serious. So I have a kind of a blend here. So I'm definitely going to want to get either another sticker, maybe of flowers down here, or a something else that has this less cartoony look to it to help blend things in here. Okay. Just trying to get this. There we go. I want his feet supported here. Otherwise, I think they'll fall in and it'll look weird. Maybe even really narrow the whiskers. I was teaching my 2-year-old great nephew how to say whiskers yesterday. I was reading to him and we were working on noticing different things in a book. Oh, all right. So I guess I am going to still put this down, even though I know I want to put some sort of floral thing under there. It was really cute though. He is definitely a little parrot right now, so that's fun. Okay. There. All right, so what other floral can I pop in here? I have a lot of these single florals I could do, but I really like the idea pieces of my letter stickers there. Okay, so that's possibility. What I'm going to, here we go. What I'm going to do is grab my floral die cuts right here and see if I can find something else that I like a little bit better. Maybe a little smaller. Could also do just leaves. That looks a little funny though. Lots of purple flowers here. Okay. Here's a big, oh, like an orange flower cluster might be good here. Toying with, do we put that one there and this one here? That is a big orange flower. It's a little big considering the scale of the cat. So let's play around here a little bit and see what we can find. Now this is a little more cartoony. But again, I kind of like this because it's a little bit smaller here. Okay, I think that's the winner. Oh, I also have this cluster too. Let's do this one. And then it also brings in that aqua that I've been using. So that, I think, is a good match. Now this is kind of crazy. This is the one that came off. So I'm going to add that in there. Now I have to actually put a little... This doesn't always want to work with a little bit of ATG on the back of this to hold this arrow. So then this will be pointing down at Lucy the cat. Then let's see, I have other flowers here. like a single flower there. What could we do for single flower? Well, I have pink. I have this one, which is a little sketchy for there. This is the same one as up there. Now that I noticed that, I don't know that I want the same one, but I could do this orange one then, which would be appropriate since it's next to her. Just coming off the page maybe a little bit. Okay, so this will be a little bit harder. Actually coming off the page a little bit more. There. So the reason I was being a little bit conscious of that is I didn't want to crop this so this piece was sticking out here. Pop her down. Let's get this edge down a little bit more. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing. And by the way, you guys, did you see me glue? To hold the transparency down, I glue under paper, so let's get this down. I'm going to want to glue the transparency under this as well. Okay, so like that. And I'm thinking maybe just some... going to say maybe just some enamel dots or some of those hearts, but the other thing I'm thinking is I could do, look at the date for the, oh, actually there's no date on the back, but I think this is Saturday. Yes, because I picked them up on Friday, so this would have been Saturday morning. I trapped a little space there, didn't I? But I think that's kind of unavoidable with doing this way. I have to get my head in here, guys. Well, actually, you're not guys. At least, not everybody's a guy here. There we go. It's a fine line between trapping the space and having it completely even with the top of the die cut, which I guess it's going to be even with the die cut there. Remember I told you, by the way, if you happen to see my video with the LE Studio, I told you that I didn't have any of these sheets left. It's because they were all in this kit. Oh, here's one that says this was absolutely the best. And it was. So we're going to definitely get that on here. And then I see one that says, oh no. I think that would be fun to put on here as well. And this I kind of like because that cluster in the right bottom there is not very strong. It kind of bridges the gap here. This could have come over probably a little bit because it feels like it's lining up exactly. Let's see if I can do that. Ah, speaking of Lucy, there she is. She's yelling down to me because she wants me to come upstairs. She's decided I've had enough time with all of you. I actually can't do that quite the way I wanted to. I'm going to still have to have this off that paper a little bit because the sticker pulled off. Pulled off some of that paper. I may change where this is when I'm done, but let's get this up here. Or not. Okay, so there's Saturday, and then I did see an oh no sticker. That would be cute if that could go down here somewhere. Just fit that under this arrow. Cute. If I do say so myself, I guess. So I have 2 hearts. Maybe get those in here. I think that helps bring in this gray wood a little bit. And then I do have these hearts as well. So let's get a couple of these on the page. And boy, they want to come off. They are a little bit directional. Oh, there's a heart there. Okay. Okay, this I want that there because it works well there, but I'm not putting a heart on a cat's behind. Oh, there we go. Maybe I'll do it like this, where I do 2 of them somewhere, because I could do 2 of them over there as well. And then maybe smaller, like I could put a smaller orangey corally one up here. Maybe a blue one there. Okay, that needs to be smaller. That's okay, I have lots of these smaller ones too. And maybe a little orangey corally one down there too. Means if I could fit another orange one there and not have it look kind of funny. There we go. I think that looks okay. Okay, hey, yay for using up some of those Amy Tangerine stickers. So, oh, and I will need to get some twine. That's what that stuff is called on those tags. So let's get that in as well. I think I'll just go with this lighter aqua color. I really like the way that aqua popped this and it really grounded the green. I think it needed another pop of color. And then there's the flowers there as well. I will tell you as I'm looking at this, if that flower cluster up there had been able to be a little bit more cartoony, I think I would have liked that even better. But I didn't have those flowers, and we're working with what we have, trying to get through some of the embellishments in this kit. Other than that cat. Because I have cat product. I do a cat layout, I just want to do a cat product. Okay. I'm having a hard time getting this one in. There we go. I'm going to have to change where that heart cluster is. Now that I have the twine on. And that's why I definitely wanted to put the twine on. When I saw I needed to do that, I'm like, oh, I have to do that. So I think I'm actually just going to pop this up here between these guys. All right, guys. So, oh, You know where else I need some hearts? Is over here. Otherwise that's going to look funny. Maybe only one. Let me see what I think. A couple edges here. Maybe I can get a smaller pink one on, or pink coral on there. Or does that feel like too much? I think the 3 is too much. A lot going on here. I think this 2 will be okay, but I'm not going to put 3 on this one. Okay. All right, you guys. So there is the layout. I just have to get the journaling on, but that's finished. So that is my very first layout for the Best of Both World kit. We're using some Bella Boulevard, some Amy Tangerine, some Shamal. These are making memories. My Mind's Eye Necessity wood pieces, which are very old, so it'd be hard to get a hold of. And then the Ellie Studio stickers. So I think that's all for today, you guys. I think I'll be live on Friday. Not, Friday night I usually go live about 7 o'clock at night. I don't think I'm doing anything on Friday night, but that it's always like if I feel like it. So anyway, get the journaling on this tag, maybe even over a little into this tag, and that should be good. So hope you guys are all well. I will be back with another layout again. Actually, you'll see a recorded layout tomorrow. So goodbye, everybody.